It's
all good. Stupid. No, it's fine. Let's just all jump in. Let's all jump in. It's fine. It was hard because my computer was acting all silly. But hey, everybody, welcome to
Hi.
Unpopular View Entertainment. We're here to talk about episode 3 and 4 of Secret Invasions, Marvel's latest Disney Plus show.
Yep.
So thank you for. Oh, I didn't do the C Superior. Oh, thank you for clicking on our faces.
Hey,
Yeah.
see, this is what happens when you open up the show with the wrong person. Hey, everybody, thanks for clicking on our faces.
Oh, that was rude.
We're back. We missed last week. You know, we had some things to take care of. Unfortunately, we couldn't be here, but we're giving you a two for the price of one tonight.
A
So,
twofer?
and also,
A
we
twofer.
have completed the trifecta, the trio of destiny with our guy Vic. Welcome back.
Thank you. Life got in the way, but now we're back and we're updated and we are on point. And let me just say that it took a little while to catch up, but wow, yo, wow. I'm not gonna lie, like I like that the whole thing is centered around Nick Fury. I like that there's a history behind Nick Fury.
Uh-huh.
The fact that Nick Fury's messing with aliens, come on now. Who else but Nick Fury? You heard?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there's a long lineup of fictional characters we can name, but we won't go there. Like a long lineup of characters I'd be like, yeah.
But who can do it with such swag?
That's right. That's right. And then
I'm not gonna lie, this is not my forte, so I couldn't help you guys out with this at all.
And then here's a crazy thing, right? Like
Mhm.
I saw this movie called One Night in Miami, where the bad guy
Yes.
plays Malcolm X. So in my head, it's Nick Fury versus Malcolm X. And it is a wild ride right now.
I can see him playing Malcolm X.
You got to watch that movie. It's an interesting movie.
I wonder if that's what got him casted in this show, because it's a lot of overlap when you look at ideologies and stuff like that.
I wouldn't be surprised. He was very good, very good in that movie. I would definitely recommend it. But anyway, like that's just a little catch up. Since I missed out on the first two, and this is very interesting because this makes Captain Marvel.
He's so rude.
A better movie.
What?
That makes sense.
Are you sure?
You know what I mean? This feels like a continuance to Captain Marvel. Like now, this makes me want to watch the Marvels. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot more story behind the scrolls and all of that. Like, this stuff makes me want to watch Captain Marvel again and look for like hidden clues and things like that. That's why I say like this content right here now makes Captain Marvel a better movie. Because there's certainly more to it. There's history to it now. And yeah, I'm here for it. Like, I'm loving this show. Cause yeah. So anyway.
So you're a fan of it because it's giving Captain Marvel more context.
I mean, it's just giving more context in general because look, the blip, one of the main things in this thing is about how after the blip, Fury changed, Fury left, Fury went up in space, and Fury's acting like Tony Stark, when he was scared of the world. You know what I mean?
Was that like the PTSD or something like that?
Like he's like, like he's got some shell shock or something like that, and everybody's pointing fingers and making decisions because he wasn't around and they didn't think he was gonna come back. Like that entire storyline, like I'm here for it. And I think it's cool because it fits into Nick Fury from long ago. Like, man, Sam Jackson is the man, bro. And then the other thing, I like how they bring it back to Captain Marvel, because I don't think you ever see him without the patch, scratches on his face, the other eye, like exposed Fury. You barely see that in anything else. I could be wrong, you know what I mean? Because I'm not like a Chris about all the movies, but listen. I've never seen that before, and until Captain Marvel. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Captain Marvel's a good movie now.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I will say that I am enjoying these last couple episodes, particularly the dynamic with Fury and his wife. I thought this was, there's a lot to be said about that, especially when we're introduced to her. They embrace, they kiss, and like everything, is hunky dory. But we find out in this episode that that's not the case. Like, there's still some. She's dealing with some issues a little bit. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, I mean, because I was going to say almost like resentment, but I was going to say not resentment, but I think you worded it very well. You said abandonment issues. So
yeah, and rightfully so, because he was blipped away. Then he chose to stay away for whatever odd reason. Doesn't wear his ring. He's out here gallivanting across the universe, and she's just there. And when she pointed that out, I couldn't help but notice that he didn't even apologize. He didn't even apologize to his wife for abandoning her. And I was like, this guy. And honestly, a lot of this, it was episode 3 and episode 4 that made me realize Fury's kind of a jerk. Like, he rarely says he's sorry, if ever. He doesn't give people the credit that they're due.
Barely, yeah.
And yeah, this guy just I don't know. The more I watch the show, the less I like Nick Fury, honestly, as an individual. Like, he's an interesting character, but I don't think he's that great of a guy.
It's funny, I had to watch episode 3 back because when I was we were gonna do both 3 and 4. I said, oh man, I need to catch back on 3. I did like the dynamic between him and Tilo. I almost said Tito. I'm drinking Tito's, but Tilo. And I'm glad that you mentioned that point, because he does mention, like, there's a spot in episode 3 where Fury says something like, I've been cleaning your mess up for 30 years. And he's like, cleaning your mess for 30 years? The reason you're able to get all this intel and getting all this information, catching this criminal, that criminal, all these, the reason your life is so charming, and I like how, because that's a British word, charming, is because we helped you. To which Fury had no comeback for. And when they were in front of this guy's house, I think it was Bob, and I thought that was funny because he was like, Tito, I keep saying Tito, but we'll just call him T. Alien T goes, why did we stop? Because they were driving previously, and he's like, because we're in front of Bob's house, and you wanted to throw all this stuff in my face, any more abuse. So yeah,
literally never apologized for what he did.
Furry is not a I'm a sorry dude. I think it was in episode 4 as well, when he went and got one of his other contacts, and she said, oh, why would I help you? You don't even say sorry. And he said, I ran out of sorry cards. That was episode 3 actually. I had to remember that back. So yeah, he's not a I'm sorry guy. Yeah.
Which is trash. Makes him a trash individual. He uses people up.
I mean, well, I think it really depends, because he's in a position where he can't care about feelings.
I also think
that he's like desensitized to. I think he's just desensitized to like sensibilities, because he always has to make decisions on, like, are we saving? How many lives are we saving? Regardless,
but at the same time, so does Captain America, and he isn't like that. I feel like we're making excuses for his narcissism, and he's clearly a narcissist in my opinion.
No, I mean, no, I'm not saying. No, it's easy to say that. It's easy to just say, like, no, you don't care about anybody because this is what you do, and not look at the logistics of the situation. Because the thing is that Nick Fury is a very unique character in the sense where he has to manage things for the entire planet. Like, he's looking at a situation where this is going to cause this. He's literally in Russia trying to stop bombs. You know what I mean? His wife's feelings are not, unfortunately, and I hate to say this, his wife's feelings are not going to supersede that. You
But
know what
is
I'm
it
saying?
because
Like,
he's a good person, or is it because
no,
it's
it has
just his
that's
you?
the
own
point. It
ego?
has nothing
But
to do with him being a good person or a bad person. It's the
Mhm.
situation at hand here. Like, if somebody dies, they die. That whether they were a good person or a bad person is irrelevant at this point. They're dead. So the guy's always in a situation where he's like trying to save the world or trying to prevent something or trying to do this and that. And I think that where you're right, where his ego is in it, is where everybody else is supposed to understand that. But he's in a spot where nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean? So like he's the guy that everybody goes to when they need him, but nobody necessarily gives a shit about him. And mind you, he had to hide this relationship. This relationship has been hidden for decades. Nobody knew about it. He had to hide her. There's a lot of things that she knows and she's aware of, and she even says that. And she's
Mhm.
not delusional to this entire situation, and I feel for her because she even said it like, listen, would you have loved me if I was
Me.
and
And
mind
he
you,
couldn't even give her that closure because he's a
that's
narcissist.
that's where I
And
say you're right. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, you got to look at his spot. You can't just be like,
but
"Oh, F you,"
also,
because you're an asshole.
if he was always about the mission, the mission, the mission, the mission, he would have completed the mission and got the damn scroll someplace to live. But it's been 30 years and he still ain't kept his word on that. So it isn't always about the mission. It's only about what works for Nick Fury. If he's, advancing, if he's feeling important in whatever position he is in at that time, and it's like no one else matters, and even his own word doesn't matter. We see that through this series. So I don't know. I like him less and less.
I like the what Silhouette asked because he's in the chat. Shout out to him. He says RIP to Talos, and he
Mhm.
also said, "How long has the real Rhodey been gone?" I believe he's just started being. I don't know because I don't know what the timetable is, right, on how far this show is from Cap and what was it, Winter Soldier and Falcon, because I believe that was actually really him on the show. And this
Mhm.
episode, and I do want to ask you guys this: was that a surprise to you guys when it was revealed that this was a scroll betraying Rhodey?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
a surprise to me.
Mhm.
But I know you said that he wasn't a scroll in
Hmm.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I wonder if he was, because didn't he
I
give
don't think so.
didn't he
No,
give what's the dude Captain America's shield?
no. Well, no, 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 no.
No,
Cap
he's
gave him the shield, and then he
But no, he get it
gave it
back,
up.
and then he
He
tried
gave
to
it
he
back,
convinced him
and
to
then
take it again.
yeah, no. I think that was
no,
actually. I think that was actually Rhodey trying to tell him like, "Yo, brother, take that."
no, but where's War Machine?
That is War
Mm.
Machine.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Ro-
saying. Like there's no
Well, right now
there
he's
was
in
no
a.
like, you know what I mean?
But
And mind you, he said something about wearing a suit earlier, right? So
he
now, like
did.
she said earlier, has he been a scroll this whole time? Right. So during the show, he said, "Listen, my stuff is made out of titanium, blah blah blah. I could do this and this and that."
Oh,
Right. So all of a sudden, he's a scroll. Has he
well, we
always been a
got.
scroll?
I'm sorry, we got confirmation here. To our fourth co-host here, Silhouette, and he says that Kevin Feige, who directs all this, said he's been gone for a long. There's a lot of O's, long time.
Where? When
At
did
that
that
I
happen?
didn't.
Did that happen
I'm
at War
telling
Games?
you,
Did
So
that
long.
War
he
Games?
was
How
in
long
there
Maybe.
rolling
exactly?
it up in the
How
last
long?
scene.
How long? So that's the question. How long? That's an interesting point. How long has he been gone? Because after what Endgame, the next
Mhm.
time that we see him was Winter Soldier, right? Like I don't think there was anything else after that. So how long? And I know there's a 5-year time period um, from Infinity War to Endgame. So now I'm questioning how long. I think I don't know. I think that was the real
Now look, it makes sense. It
mhm.
makes sense for him to be a scroll the whole time. It does. It really
What
does.
if he was a scroll when he lost his legs? Remember he got paralyzed for a little bit?
Maybe.
Because the
You know what I
scrolls
mean?
aren't they like not as they aren't super powerful. We'll talk about that
I
later.
mean,
But
if you just shoot them, they just turn back to being green. They
yeah,
turn
but
back to
remember in
being
the
Hold
first
up,
broccoli.
episode
man.
when dude
Like,
fell from the sky and he died, like he still was
nah, I
like
think that was
struggling
still.
through it.
I think that was really Rhodey. I don't think it's been that. I don't know. I do want to look up this. And thank you, Silhouette, for putting that in the comments.
Mhm.
I don't know how long Rhodey been, because of the way they're making it sound. To me, Rhodey been going since 2008 when they replaced Terrence Howard with
Right, that was
I
the
know.
last.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it. I think that's what Kevin Feige was talking about as he was
I
sipping on some Tito's.
mean, they had to get rid of him so he could go be Lucius. So that's what they had to do.
I wanted
But
Lucius Rhodes,
that word. That would have been fine.
but
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
interested.
really
I'm
interested to
actually
figure
interested
out.
now getting that piece of information. I am interested in seeing how long has he been going, because I thought he was still. For me, I already said, oh, he was in Winter Soldier. That was him. But now if you're saying there was this long period of time, and for me, I thought for this particular show he was away because they're kidnapping a lot of the like if you some kind of, not politician, but you have some role. I don't know. I'm not finding the right
Security
vernacular.
clearance higher
No,
up.
but
Yeah, that.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. How can this scroll be so cultured?
Which
Right.
one?
Yeah,
How
Oh,
can this
yeah.
scroll be so cultured? B?
unless he's been doing it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's really
Yeah.
got, he in there with the culture.
Facts.
No, I
Right.
love this. I love this scene. This one is very cultured. There's a few things that caught my. Matter of fact, I screenshot this one because I thought this quote was really good. I just want to find it real quick. But the scene where they're sharing bourbon together, Nick Fury and the Skrull, and he said, "Oh yeah, this is just really good. Now get your ancient ass out." I said, "Whoa! I don't know who this dude is, but I want to hang out with him." But there was another quote. But carry on. I want to look for it real quick before.
That
Oh, here it
you
is.
just implied that he was in that body for a while enough
Mhm.
to
I
familiarize himself with it.
I love this particular this quote from Scroll Rhodey, because I'm a wrestling fan. So when he said, "Yeah, no, I didn't just fire Nick Fury. No, I'm sorry, I
Yes.
DDT'd that dude from the top rope." I said, "Oh," and then he said, "Yeah, it was like Undertaker level. It was very
Yes.
impressive." I
Yes.
said, "This dude watches wrestling. I like
Yes.
this dude. I didn't
Yes.
Oh,
know
wow.
That was great. That was
caught my
great.
attention. Right? I was on the
That was
on the
great.
van. I said, "Ow!" And then I had to
Alright.
walk because I
That was
disturbed
great.
people.
That was great. But here's the truth: nobody under 30 makes Undertaker references. So he's been, and I'm 40. You understand? I'm
Me
40.
too.
So nobody under 30 makes Undertaker references. So what does that mean? That means DDT off the top rope. That has not happened in over 10 years. Therefore, you've been in that body for a long time, bro.
That's fair.
And
Something's been going on, and you got the War
Man-to-man.
Machine powers.
Awful
You got the
bad
War
judge.
Machine powers. Listen, man.
But here's the thing,
Secret
guys.
Invasion is great because we're getting all of these little nuggets popping out of nowhere, bro.
But
I like
here's the
that
thing,
else
though,
is
that we have
scroll.
to remember. They
Sure.
can also access these people's memories.
Thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not as long as we think if he, is able to
That's
access
fair.
That's a
their
good
whole
point.
lifetime's worth of memories.
Because-
That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
Also, Silhouette, because there's a few things I did want to touch on. So they said, Silhouette says, Gravel can regenerate, so he looked like he's becoming a bigger threat. There was a piece that I realized, and there was certain things that, so it was so cool to watch these episodes for a second time, right? There's a spot where Gravel he chokes out one of the soldiers, but he has the ability of Groot.
Facts.
Yeah.
How did he get them group powers?
Well,
that happen?
if
That
he is
machine.
supposed to, and then the other part was and he mentioned that he had he can regenerate. When his eyes turned red, did you think Wanda?
No, I didn't.
Because I can't think of anybody else with that kind of power, because he mentioned heroes. He said, let's do all these things before the heroes get involved. And there's this one Skrull in the comics called Super Skrull, but he copies the ability of all the Fantastic Four. Now, obviously, there's no Fantastic Four here, but I'm assuming that he's trying to get the abilities of the Avengers. I don't know if anyone else got. Well, I keep seeing Silhouette says extremists.
Yeah, Dan said
maybe-
extremists earlier as well.
Oh, extremist. Okay, so maybe that's who Super Skrull with the extremist thoughts. So I'm not
Oh.
too sure what that means, because I'm just not so deep into comics. I might have to look this up more. But and it said from Iron Man 3. Oh, that's the power extremist. Okay, the Iron Man. Okay, I forgot all
Iron
about
Man.
that movie. Iron Man
I
3.
completely blocked out Iron Man 3. So,
So
oh,
Terrence
wait,
Harris
is
got
that the
kidnapped.
guy who was creating like the alternative, like,
Mhm.
AI? Oh,
Yeah.
well, I don't know. Who knows?
I called him vengeful Tom Cruise because he looked like an angry Tom Cruise, just with a little bit more height to him,
Really?
and he wasn't
trying to
running
remember.
all the time because Tom Cruise is always running.
Fuck.
Either way, that was a bad movie. But you know
Did
what
you
else I
review that?
found interesting in these last 2 episodes was when Talos's daughter,
Mhm.
Khaleesi, she got exposed as the mole, and she luckily had the forethought to get into the superpower machine, and she was
She
brought
knew.
back to life. Yeah. But when she had that conversation with her father, like, all I needed from you is a plan. Like, what's the plan for our people? And he gave her this delusional ass, if we just save the day, the people here are going to realize, that, we're good people and they'll do right by us.
Mhm.
When has that ever happened?
No, as
Never.
actual
All right, no, but
human
my
beings, I
question
can
is
say
this.
that plan was stupid.
All right, no,
As
but
an
my
actual
question
human
is
being.
this. Okay, but my question is this: what planet you want to go to? How are we gonna get there?
No, he
Where
That
we
is a
gonna go?
valid
wants to
point, though.
stay
Where are we gonna go?
on Earth.
We're gonna figure out where we at, or
Okay,
where
so
else
hold
are we
on,
gonna
wait,
go?
no, that I see
No,
where
I
C
mean,
is
like,
going.
listen, are we gonna leave Pride Rock, or are we gonna fix Pride Rock?
No, he wants to stay on Earth.
I don't want to
Of
be a Pride
course.
Rock.
I'm just
I don't
saying.
wanna be a Pride Rock.
She wants
know
a
what I
place for themselves,
She don't want to live
Or-
with the hyenas. I understand that, but I'm
or
saying,
at least a
where
place
we
where
gonna
they
go?
can be themselves. Not necessarily a place for themselves, but a place where they can be themselves.
And he's
And
trying to get
his-
them to be like,
his-
listen, look at us without our.
I think with Thanos, I almost said Thanos. No,
I'm sorry.
Thanos is dead. But Talos, he's trying to be like, just be patient with the process, because something later in the episode, when he gets shot and he's slowly turning into an alien, and there's supposed to be this thought that, oh, if they're aliens, everyone's going to like resent them and shun them. But all Nick Fury said, he's with me, and the guy
Mhm.
stopped what he was doing. Like, no, that's not what he's doing. He was going to attack Alien T. He stopped doing that and then proceeded to do, because it looked like Call of Duty out there in that field. So I think what Talos is just trying to say is, look, let's do this. Let's get goodwill with them. Let's be patient with the process, and we'll get there. Because I was with you with
They
that. I was
haven't
like,
got
yeah,
that
that is
goodwill
stupid.
in 30 years. That's delusion.
But
at
they
this
were in
point.
hiding for 30 years. They didn't have an opportunity to do anything for 30 years. I don't think they had an opportunity to do anything. They were always in hiding. That is an
He
opportunity
just
to
said that they were doing all this spy work for
and
for
hiding
the Shield.
and hiding and hiding. It was in behind closed doors. That's what Nick Fury. Here was the thing. What what Thanos was saying was, yeah, you was getting the credit, but then we were put to the side. So everyone saw you, but no one saw us, because that's what Nick Fury did. Nick Fury just always put them in hiding.
But Nick Fury isn't the only one who knows about them. Like, people higher up with security clearance knows about the scrolls. That's what
I
he
believe
told me.
Shield.
He's an
I believe
expert.
Shield.
Wait a
Shield
minute.
knows.
Wait a minute.
Shield knows. But if you're talking about anybody else, if you're talking about Iron Man and Cap and Spider-Man, no. But Shield know about them. Yes.
But wait a minute. You got to remember something here. Nick Fury just found out of the fact that all of the scrolls are here.
True.
He didn't know that before.
Mhm.
He just figured that out. So
Mhm.
mind you, they've been sneaking in to this planet for decades underneath the cloak of Fury, lying to Fury, telling him one thing or another. But then, since things aren't working out the way they wanted, Fury's the guy that everybody wants to point fingers at. Everything is Fury's fault. And here's the thing. All right, everybody wants to complain. What's the solution to the problem?
Mhm.
Where are we going? Where are we going? All right. You want to have everybody fight. Because my whole thing is this, right? You starting a war, you want to have everybody fight. Where's your exit hatch?
Mm.
You're gonna have a nuclear war. All right. Where are you going?
They're gonna stay their asses right there, apparently. 'cause
Exactly. You're gonna be in the middle of it. So, like, you know what I mean?
But
Like,
they
where
are,
you
like,
going?
resistant to nuclear effects or whatever. Like, they
Well, clearly the one guy is. That
Whoa.
one guy is. You know what I mean?
You're
Not
talking about
everybody
the-
else.
You're talking about
Everybody
Super
else is
Scroll?
getting shot
they
and
said
getting popped.
that's just scrolls. They're naturally immune, which is why they have like their bases close to, like, those areas. But my thing is, I don't know. I feel like that. I keep trying. Now you got me saying Thanos. Talos.
I'm a trendsetter.
Talos is delusional, and I'm glad. Spoiler alert that he died at the end of this episode, because had he survived and seen his delusion for what it was, he would have turned into a villain. That would have been his goddamn villain origin story. Because it's not. People aren't that nice in real life. They don't see you for your contributions. No. And reward you for them just because you're a nice person and you're doing nice things. You gotta take that shit, and that's why Gravik, low key, he got the right ideas for his people. He, what can I say? I'm Team Gravik out here.
All right, where are they going? Where are they going?
Earth. They don't have to leave.
Oh, they taking over. You want
they
them
want to take over?
Okay, they don't want to commingle. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, some do, like I said, Khaleesi, I feel like she would commingle if she were allowed to be her true self, right? Mm-hmm. But that ain't about to happen.
That's not real life.
It's not.
That's not.
And her daddy's even more delusional than she is. So the only person who sees it how it is Gravik. He said, "Look, we got two options: either stay how we've been doing for 30 years." Or we make a change. We got to make some drastic changes around here.
And they were very drastic.
And the change is just to kill off all the humans.
All right. Well,
R.I.P. That's not fair.
And then she laughed at it. Awful.
No.
Not good. See, where's the corn? Where's the corn? See corn.
Find the corn. Yeah,
let's find the corn, damn it.
Let's find the truth. It's the truth. But
we get all the humans. I don't need no humans. But yeah, because you're killing off all the humans. Too fly.
I'm just saying. I'm just looking at it unbiasedly, right? Unbiasedly.
I'm biased. I'm human. I don't want to be a slave.
You know what? I think that Chrissy doesn't like people.
I don't like people.
Not at all. She don't.
But on the standpoint,
she like 3 people.
Yeah. 2 episodes left. 2 episodes left in this series here.
Can I just sit here and say real quick, because you did mention about Talos dying. The way that they zoomed out, because I'm not gonna lie, I actually chuckled when not that he died. I was like, damn, I really like this guy. He has a really good British accent and everything. But the way they had it with the sun was beaming on him on his dead body. All you saw was the clouds, and all you saw was nothing but Call of Duty. And he's just laying there. It just gave me the Uncle Ben feels. I was just like, damn, this is sad.
Yeah. Especially because he was in the first movie in the Captain Marvel, and he played a big part in that movie. And it was like a big deal with him.
He's the worst.
You know what I mean? Like he's
the worst.
No, it's just that this guy.
He said that you started laughing at him. What's wrong with you? That was rude. That was rude.
You brought it up.
Listen,
because you laughed.
No. I mean, like she's into the bad guy. That's okay. Like everybody can like MJF. All right, so. It's okay.
I have no idea what that is.
It's fine, but you get it. You get it, bro.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
All right. So anyway, like this guy, he just had history, right? Fine. They killed him off in order to continue the story, but they pretty much brought him into this thing because he had a history with the basic incoming of these scrolls. He was like the main guy that, was just bringing everybody in and sneaking everybody in while Fury was gone. So he's perfect for just building this story. We're pretty much almost at the end of this, but what I'm excited about is what comes after this, because there's a lot going on here. Yeah. Like,
second favorite movie.
But not just that. It's going to be the Marvels. And then this stuff could just break off into all kinds of stuff. Cause look, like I would not be surprised if all of a sudden there's another season of Loki, and then there's scrolls all over the place, and there's scrolls everywhere, and there's like
they're gonna use a scroll to change out Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan. They might just do that. You never know.
What are you talking about? He is a scroll.
It will fit.
That wasn't Jonathan. That was a scroll. That wasn't Jonathan.
I might mess around if the whole time Loki was a scroll. You know what I mean? Like, they could do all
I'm
that.
not. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off right there. If they in fact do that, I might not stay for that review because
That's hilarious.
not everything needs to be a scroll. I like
Yeah, I
when
don't
I
know if they're
watch
gonna take
when
all
I
the way
watch
there.
Spider-Man No Way Home. Were they scrolls? Is everything a scroll? I'm about to call my mother. Are you a scroll? I don't want to be scrolled overloaded. When I play
No,
my
but
PlayStation, are you a scroll? I'm about to call one of my friends.
But speaking of that,
Are you a
notice
scroll,
how-
Vic?
Yeah, maybe. Listen, man. Listen, if I had that power, woo, I would be like you. I would be like Morph. Remember Morph and X-Men? I would have so much fun. I would be making fun of everybody. What? It'd be a good time. But anyway, let me stop.
The multiverse saga.
I mean, last question, and let's just go home. But do you think Alien T, is he really dead? Do you think he's totally dead?
Yeah, he's gone. Somebody
know.
had to die, and
I don't know.
Agent Agent Hill ain't about to take it all by herself. It's not enough there. We had to get someone else to die, and it's him. I don't think he took the super.
No, he
soldier
did. He
serum.
didn't. No, he didn't. No,
Mhm.
the super scroll serum.
Soldier.
Super scroll
So
serum.
wait. Is that what made this guy turn into
Yes.
Groot?
Yeah, he
Fine.
went in the machine and
Mm,
turned himself into
okay.
Stefan from Steve Urkel.
For Stefan Urkel. Oh, shit. You know what? He kind of does have that Stefan flow. I'm not
It's
gonna
the
lie.
Yeah,
hair.
he got some swag to him. He got some
Yeah,
swag.
he definitely.
Well,
got
you
the
know, not for
Stefan
nothing.
swag. I'm like,
I
yeah,
looked
sure.
up. I looked up this actor because I wasn't familiar with him, but he's going to be in the Bob Marley bio
Yes.
pick or something like that.
Oh,
So I
yeah,
had
he's doing
known
some
that did so.
things.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is doing some things. I wasn't familiar with
Mhm.
him, but this guy's a big deal. So good on them on picking
Mhm.
someone. And he does the role real quick. If I could just say, he just does such a great job on just being the villain. Like he's the villain. He's not the villain where it's like, oh, he's cool. He's the villain. He's like, I need to get. If I could take words out your mouth, see, he's gonna get shit done.
Yeah, he shot Khaleesi with no problem, as he should, because she was the mole. Pop, pop. Don't even
Yeah,
let her
and
finish the
if I
sentence.
could talk about that part real quick, what was funny was because mid sentence she said, "Just do it," in front of pow pow, and I was like, "That's so good," because he didn't even let him finish the
He didn't
sentence.
let her finish. She was just like,
Exactly.
"Are you
This
a
ain't
leader
James
of?"
Bond. You don't need a monologue. Shoot
Mm,
that girl.
he just shot her dead like nothing. All right, well,
But
we'll see
that
what
was for
happens
the
to him.
episodes. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the video and join us next week, same time for episode 5. Bye.
All right.
Good night, y'all.
It's an outro. Bye.